Hello, hello, I'm the official name raider. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Galarian Yawgmoth in Runerigus. And I had the thought, I was like, damn, I should really fix the thumbnail so it has the, counterparts. And then I went to check and I had already did it. So I didn't have to do anything because Galarian Yawgmoth is already in the thumbnail. Anyway, we've already covered regular Yawgmoth and For May or may not be a similar episode. I don't know. I personally don't think it will, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I could hate on RuneScape, but I'm not going to. So we'll just we'll acknowledge that one for the sake of it. The most hate I have is just the fact that half of the name is already in there already. So, yeah. Tut was seen for For definitely going to be better there than Runerigus, and even then, it's kind of boring and basic. Hatshepsut, oh, there's a name I haven't seen in forever. More For Ramsey is also better for For And, yeah, this is not a For It's a Viking grave, not an Egyptian one. Okay, we're, for whatever reason, we're going with painters as a theme. So we got Picasso, we got Dali, and then if we scroll down, we have Van Gogh and Monet. I don't know why, maybe because it has a thing drawn onto it. That, maybe put it on a Smeargle first or something, I don't know. Nirvana stands out to me, at least for being different. Nirvana's a name I'd like to use one day, I just don't know who I should use it for. Deltarune? If you want a different direction, I guess. Tomb Raider at least has a joke in it, I suppose. That's a different one. Undertaker, I feel like could work as well, with the whole death thing. I don't know if we saw a better Pokemon that would fit. We're only putting this in the video just so you can take a look at it, but I don't give a slightest fuck about any of this. I honestly kind of hate even acknowledging this just because it's just... This episode just feels like a waste, but just for the sake of it, we've seen Apocalypse in the past many times before. Generic Binding of Isaac Bandit style nickname. I think it just bothers me just because we saw it so recently. Okay, well, we reached the bottom. This was really disappointing, actually. The trend for this video is just, hey, you know For right? What if we use those nicknames even though it's not the same? It's like, what if you just named your Alolan Ninetales Hot Stuff? Or your fucking Alolan Sandslash, something with a ground type name, like Tremor. No, you're missing it, bro. It's not the same. It's different. Not by much, but it's different. One's Egyptian, one is Viking. So, there were some people trying to say, oh, well, here's Serpent, so maybe lean into that, which is fine. I don't necessarily mind that as a motif. Problem is, snakes, for whatever reason, just historically have terrible names, and there's just nothing interesting. If you don't believe me, check out some snake videos we've done. Who's the most recent one? Sanaconda, probably? So yeah, I don't know, it's just, it sucks. Fortunately for me, though, I have a nickname that I decided I wanted, and I'm probably not going to change for anything. So, kind of like my story with Magmar in Gold and Silver, I was playing Pokemon X and Y, and there's a trainer who says he named his Pokemon Sepultura. I thought that was really cool. I had only played Pokemon X and Y semi-recently, maybe 2019, 2020, something like that. So, it's still pretty fresh in my mind as of this point. I'm years into learning Portuguese, and as a result, I'm also years into Brazilian culture, and Sepultura is one of the most famous, well-known Brazilian metal bands, just end of story. Even people outside of Brazil know who Sepultura is. Maybe not a lot of gringos, but there are gringos that know it. In Portuguese, the word just means grave. It's not particularly special or significant in the slightest. It's kind of nothing. Apparently, according to Bulbapedia, it also means grave in Spanish, and there's a nice little thing for the Japanese version of Red and Green where there will be a Charmander named Sepultura, but it's in Japanese characters, and then in the anime or something like that, that's there for the Japanese dub as well. So there's like there's a neat little Gen 1 thing, which I guess calls back to it, but even still, they came out in 1984. So I'm going to say maybe still kind of predates. Like, you could compare it to Metallica if you wanted to, but I feel like the styles are drastically different between the two of them. So Sepultura is what I personally use. It was just like, when I saw that and I thought about it, I was like, who would be the perfect one? Runerigus was just the first thing that came to my mind, and I think it works. Again, its name translation-wise sucks, but fortunately it's a rock band, so it kind of has that to fall down on. Same thing as Rammstein the Rampardos. Its name, when translated, is dumb as shit. But since it's a rock band, it doesn't matter. That's that. There wasn't anything worth writing down. Nothing. Oh, hold on. Actually, we do have a comment suggestion. I'm a filthy liar, but you already know what I'm using. We have Zonai, which is... He put Breath of the Wild. Which... This is great. This is kind of where it's fun. When a new game comes out... This is Tears of the Kingdom, obviously. You can look at some of the things like this and think, well, what other Pokemon could I apply this to? Now, thanks to Tears of the Kingdom, you could take new official names and scatter those across the Pokemon and then see where they fit. So, I'm fine with Zonai, purely because, like, floating limbs is the best way I could describe it. Like, they are earthy, I guess, and then, like, extensive limbs, so that very well works with Runerigus. It's better than just, like, what are they called? Constructs. So, like, that's not particularly a special name, but Zonai, that's going to stand out. So that's a good one. And then Charlie has nothing to do with anything. Alright, well that's that though. So any ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use and what you'd recommend. I don't really know if I would say that there's another Pokemon similar to Runerigus to check out. The best advice I got for you is just think of a ghost type, and maybe you might share some generic ghost type nicknames or something like that. Dark types kind of blend in with that too. Another thing to consider. We didn't even touch on the idea of generic ghost or ground nicknames if you wanted, but yeah,